I want to give a special shout out to all my patrons, my Bibliospran, Bibliohowlers, and Bibliomancers. Thank you so much for supporting my hobby and passion even more. It means so much to me. Hi everyone, Petrik here. Today's video will be my November TBR. And in the month of November, which is the penultimate reading month of this year, I plan to read about 8 until 10 books. And of course, once again, as I always say, that's probably not possible. But I don't usually read a lot of books in December, so I try to read as much as I can in the month of November. So in the month of November, I plan to read about 8 until 10 books. And the first book I'm reading this month, which I'm reading right now, it is a carryover from last month, and this is Dark Theory by Wick Welker. This is a science fantasy, an epic science fantasy novel, and it is about 800 pages long. So far, I'm about halfway through this novel, and I'm certainly enjoying my time with it. And after I'm done with Dark Theory, I will read my most anticipated book of the year, and that is Lost Metal by Sanderson. If you follow me on Twitter, I think you have seen that I have attained a copy, an advanced reading copy of The Lost Metal by Sanderson at the end of last month. But I can only post my full spoiler-free review for this book on the 17th of November. So that's why I've been kind of postponing my reading of The Lost Metal a bit. But yeah, this is my most anticipated book of the year. I've been waiting 6 years for this book because I read The Bands of Mourning in 2016. Yeah, I read The Bands of Mourning at the end of 2016. So yeah, I've been waiting 6 years for this one, and even just from reading some of the introduction, the list of chapters which contain major spoilers for the entire Mistborn, by the way, and also a slight spoiler for the entire Cosmere. And also the new map, it has been a real challenge to not read this book to its completion immediately. But after I'm done with Dark Theory, I will read this one immediately. And as I said, I will post a full spoiler review of The Lost Metal on this channel on the 17th of November. And I just want to say thank you so much to Golangs for providing me an advanced reading copy for The Lost Metal. Once I'm done with The Lost Metal, I plan to read the 4th book, Age of Legend, and also the 5th book in the Legends of the First Empire, which is titled Age of Death. Unlike the first 3 books in the Legends of the First Empire, Age of Legend, Age of Death, and also the final book, Age of Empire, are all self-published books. The first 3 books, Age of Myth, Age of Swords, and also Age of War, are all published by Del Rey. And I am super impressed with Age of War. I will leave my full thoughts regarding Age of War in my monthly wrap-up, but for now I will just say that Age of War is easily my favorite book of the entire series so far, and also I think it belongs in Michael J. Sullivan's list of best novel. It is just so good. It exceeded my expectations in every possible way, and I'm quite curious to find out whether Michael J. Sullivan could top Age of War with Age of Legend, Age of Death, or maybe the final book, Age of Empire. We'll see. Mark Simonetti did such an excellent job on all the cover art in Legends of the First Empire books, but I think my personal favorite will have to be Age of Myth, Age of Death, and also Age of Empire. So I'm in a bit of a rush to read through the series right now because I want to be able to read through the entire Legends of the First Empire before we move on to the year 2023. So that means I plan to read Age of Empire, the final book in the series, in December. Whether I can achieve that or not, well, I guess we'll find out. And then the next 2 books I plan to read this month are Book 7 and Book 8 of the Echo Saga by Philip C. Quaintrell. The title of Book 7 is Knights of Erador, and the title of the 8th book is Last of the Dragorn. So similar to Legends of the First Empire, I am also kind of rushing through this one, but don't worry, I will take my time to read through this series. What I mean by rushing is that I want to be able to finish these 2 books within this month, because just like Legends of the First Empire, I have only 1 book left. After I'm done with these 2 books, I have only 1 book left in the series to read, and I want to read that next month. As I constantly say, I think the Echo Saga is a very underhyped series. It has so many ratings and great reviews on Amazon, and also a very positive rating, very positive average rating and reviews on Goodreads, but still so few people talk about this self-published fantasy series. I think if you love classic fantasy told with a modern narrative and modern twist, I think you will like this series, and I have enjoyed my time reading this one. I just finished reading Age of the Kings, which was awesome again, and it was the conclusion of the second trilogy in the Echo Saga. So now I only have the last trilogy in the Echo Saga to read. So if all goes according to plan, well, I plan to read read the 9th and final book in the month of December. And book number 7 that I plan to read this month is Parable of the Talent by Octavia Butler. This is the second and final book in Earthseed Duology, and yes, this is a carryover from last month because I wasn't able to get to this book last month. So I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that I will be able to finish this duology this month. I heard from many readers that Parable of the Talent is darker than Parable of the Sower, and it is also better. And considering how much I like Parable of the Sower, which was really dark already, I hope that I will indeed love Parable of the Talent more than the first book. And then another priority book that I want to read this month, and this is the last reread this year, and it is The Blackest Heart by Brian Lee Durfee. So this is the second book in the 5 Warrior Angels trilogy now. And yeah, I planned to read this one last month, but come on, this series is massive and I wasn't able to get to this one last month. But I really enjoyed my time reading through The Forgetting Moon again, and The Blackest Heart on my first read was better in every aspect compared to The Forgetting Moon, which again, as I said, was already awesome. I have no doubt that I will love The Blackest Heart again, but I'm hoping that I will love The Blackest Heart even more on this reread. And yes, I'm doing a second read through the 5 Warrior Angels in preparation for the final book, which is slated to be released this month. But yeah, The Lonesome Crown is planned to be released at the 29th of November. I don't think it is possible for me to read The Lonesome Crown in 2 days. And because I don't have an advanced reading copy for The Lonesome Crown, I'm quite confident that I will read The Lonesome Crown in December instead. So in a way, I think if all goes according to plan, you already know some books that I plan to read in the month of December. The Lonesome Crown, Age of Empire, and also A Clash of Fates. If all goes according to plan, of course. As I said, I don't read a lot of books in December. At max, I think I probably will read 5 books in December. That's maximum. So that's 8 novels already, and for the last 2 books, well, I still cannot decide which one I will read this month. And those 2 are Demon's Reign by Ben Gelly and David Estes, and also Empire of Exiles by Erin M. Evans. I still cannot decide which one I will read within this month, and also, well, I first have to find out whether I will actually have time to read any of these 2 this month. But if possible, I really want to read one of these within this month. I've heard plenty of great things about Empire of Exiles, and Demon's Reign have been pitched as Avatar: The Last Airbender meets Venom. And I think that is such an intriguing pitch, and well, I am looking forward to reading either Demon's Reign or Empire of Exiles. We'll see which one I will get to this month. So that's all the 10 novels that I plan to read in the month of November. As for manga series, I plan to finish through reading Fullmetal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. So that means I will be reading volume number 19 until the final volume. I think it's volume number 27. So yeah, that's my plan right now. It should be possible. I've been enjoying my time so much experiencing the story of the Fullmetal Alchemist through a manga format this time. And this time I can finally read the manga from the beginning to the end, because as I said in my previous videos, I have always switched to watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood instead. But because I'm doing this as a part of a read-along with Elliot Brooks, I think reading and discussing it together with her and Alex Neves made reading the manga more entertaining than I expected it would be. Plus, everything about Fullmetal Alchemist is so magnificently crafted. Anyway, I just have a preference towards the anime adaptation. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me today. That's all the novels and the manga that I plan to read this month. And yeah, it is a lot. I don't expect to finish every one of them, but now you know which books are my priority this month. Do let me know which of these books in my TBR pile that you've read and maybe you've enjoyed, and also how many books do you plan to read in the month of November. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.